We bring the meeting to order? Yes, okay. Starting, listen, I'm gonna have to ask you to please read it because it's all blurry to me right now. I can't read it.
Okay, so I'll do roll call. Cristina Duarte,
Present.
Elizabeth Carrera,
Present.
Federico Elizondo, present. Vanessa Guerra, Vanessa Guerra.
I'm here
Me.
for.
Okay.
For representative.
And what's your name, sorry?
My name is Luis Vasquez.
Okay, please. Okay, Viviana Frank,
Here.
Roberto Gonzalez, not present. Valerie Gonzalez, not present. Ruby Rangel, not present. Nidia Robles, not present. Francisco Reyes,
Present.
and Myra Hernandez, not present. Okay. So we're 5 and then the
Oh.
proxy
Okay,
is 6.
6, okay. So, I believe as a representative, he can participate as a voting member, just like you. Okay. All right. Moving forward, we're gonna go into public comments. We're gonna go into executive session today, so you wanna read the public comments? Did anybody sign up?
Okay.
No.
Public comment. Citizens are required to notify members of their intent to comment prior to the start of the meeting. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. No more than 3 persons will be allowed to speak on any side of an issue. Should there be more than 3 people who wish to speak on a particular issue, they need to select not more than 3 representatives to speak for them, and the presiding officer may limit the public comments further in the interest of an orderly meeting. Speakers may not pass their minutes to any other speaker. Comments should be relevant to city business and delivered in a professional manner. No derogatory remarks will be permitted. So I didn't get notice of any public comments.
I can read it now, you made it bigger. Okay. So, interim president report, moving on to number 4. I will defer my comments, I guess, through other, while other people speak on their items, because I can just add to them.
Okay. So
Secretary's report?
yeah, so the minutes are in the folder that
folders.
Angie has. So since we're at environmental, we don't have those, but
So we'll defer to next time.
next meeting, yeah.
Okay.
And then treasure. I don't think I have anything else.
Well, the treasurer's report, if we can move on to number 6. The treasurer's report is, was Bobby, and I know he was going to come, but I guess he didn't get the new time. But, and so was the new accountant, his name is Oscar Lechuga. He's very good, I know him. Do people know him?
Is Oscar from NeighborWorks?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. He's very capable, he knows a lot about nonprofits and how they work, and I'm very excited that he's gonna join us. And we've already started in previous meetings, we've already voted to accept him, and not him, but to hire the accountant. And so I think he's already picked up things from Mr. Gonzalez, and I think we'll definitely have something for the next meeting that he's generated. There has been, did you get you got 2 checks or 1 check sent to? Yeah, 1. Okay, so I believe, there's been $10,000 from the Food Town event that was just the first day. That was $10,000 that was deposited from sponsorships. There are things that need to be paid from that, like about $3,500, something like that. but there's an additional $2,000 that are gonna come in from other sponsors that have yet not come in. I think one is it PNC? Do you know PNC has sent anything to you? And then another one is from Gateway Clinic. And we got $1,000 in printing, also donated, which was a lot of printing, guys. It was really good. PMDG did the Alpha Graphics did that. So all in all, that portion, we were able to collect that amount of money, and it's already, except for 2,000, it's already in the bank, which is very good because we still need to sign our lease and get the funding going for the 3 years. I know that Jose is going to do a report on the other day, on the other 2 days. Well, the third day was not sponsored, but the second day was. And so if that's okay, we'll move on to the next item, which is the Executive Director's Report.
Yes, good afternoon, Jose Moreno here, Executive Director. I shared with you this page. This is like a map where we can find all the functions of OCUIS, and I'm going to touch a couple of them right now. For example, in October, we hosted the Pumpkin Patch in partnership with Laredo Main Street. We hosted the event for 4 weekends, Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. And in the other page that I shared, we have the numbers of all the money that we got. We made really over $10,000 in income, and we had 1,900 in expenses. So that made a total of 8 and change. And we're gonna split it half and half between Laredo Matrix and LCUIS. Here we have what we made by week. It was 4 long weeks in which we hosted the event. We had many people in the garden.
It was 2 days out of, no.
Actually, the whole pumpkin patch, it was a 12-day.
12 days, okay. So each one of these was 3 days,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes. It was Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And we made it possible with almost volunteers. Just Nydia and I and Marilyn were in charge of the whole event with the help of volunteers. Here we have all the numbers.
How many, did people sign in?
No, we didn't have sign in.
Did you have a clicker? Did you have,
We
make
had
an
2
estimate?
people in the door charging the entrance and selling the pumpkins and.
So all of these are $2? What's the entrance fee?
No, it was, $3 for adults and $2 for kids.
That was the entrance fee?
Yeah.
So if you.
Yeah, we can make an average.
An average, can you do that,
That,
please?
that I thought Mia was coming today with those numbers, but she just sent me this morning. So that's about the pumpkin patch. Last Saturday we finished our Trees for Grants, Trees for Texans grant. This was a grant that we applied back in June in collaboration with RISC and the city of Laredo. We got $5,000 and we were able to get to buy 21 trees, and we planted those 21 trees last Saturday. We had 42 volunteers helping us. It was a great day because in pretty much 1 hour we were able to plant all those trees. Mr. Navarro from Parks was there with us, helping us. We had people from RISC, we have people from the community, and many kids helping us. It was awesome. And so now we have 21 new trees at Canseco, increasing our fruit orchard because we already had 20 citrus and pecans. Now we have 12 more citrus and 9 lemons. Okay. ¿Qué más? Bueno. And we were also part of the farmers market that Saturday because we were on site in Canseco planting the tree, but we were able to send some produce to the farmers market as well. Our LTUIS website is live now. We launched it back in October during the Food Town event.
Can you put it on?
What's the domain?
It's LaredoUrbanAg.org. Keep in mind it was created by a couple of students from Laredo College. Of course, there's room to improve. Like I was talking to Francisco earlier today, and I mean we have a couple of ideas that we can develop. Also, in another order of things, we have Wi-Fi finally at Canseco. We were able to install it last Friday. We actually have a here page there. The donate now page is hidden right now by the board recommendation, but we were able to launch it as well.
And did you get a new group of students from?
Yes, I'm getting a new cohort right now. Yeah. They just graduated. The ones that they the website just graduated last week. So I'm getting a new cohort right now.
And you're doing the program with the Longoria, right?
No, with Guerrero.
Guerrero.
Yeah, and Amanda. The leadership. It's a bachelor.
Yeah, the bachelor.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
it's Guerrero Longoria.
Yes,
okay. Es la misma.
Okay, I didn't know that. And bueno, pues, what else I can report on? We are a member of the Azteca Green District Coalition. We are working with them. We are collaborating with the Barrio Azteca as well. And of course, gardening and farming sessions every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday on site with volunteers. I'm happy to report now that we have had the visit of the Casa Grace Center, Casa Rescate. They have been helping us a lot for the past 2 months. They have been consistently coming to the garden every Tuesday.
Who is it?
Grace Center, Casa Rescate. Someone gave me the contact of Pastor Iram Telles, and they have been sending me people, like sometimes 5 people, sometimes 8 people, sometimes just 4, but they have been helping me a lot for the past 2 months in the garden. That's why the garden looks really, really nice.
It's beautiful, actually.
Yes, I just drove by. I was
It's
like,
like, oh,
wow.
Yeah, it looks really beautiful.
Yes, they're consistent help in the past 2
Do you
months.
have the?
It's nice.
Do you have? Are keeping a list of all the?
Mhm.
I'm trying to get this information from. Sorry.
And that's what I have to report right now.
So I'd like to piggyback a little bit on him with the food town information. I have all the stats, but Emily is not here, so I'm getting it. Okay, I'm hoping I can just read it off to you, but let me see. Well, there was 125 people came to the event. I don't know, did anybody go from here?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I know you were there.
It was a great event.
You were there.
Yes.
It was I'd love to hear your all's comments. I know that there was some, technical difficulties and there was some things, but I thought the venue was awesome. And we should continue doing talks like that. I think that would be really great. What did you all think?
I felt that the venue was perfect. It was very intimate, and the dialogue was excellent. The members that showed up, the community members that showed up, were really interested in what they had to say. Every chef that shared their story or rancher kind of connected with the audience. I was very amazed. I didn't expect the conversation to be so intriguing. Like there were deep conversations, and again, these are people from our community, so it was good to hear, you know, of other people that do these great things in our city. So I really enjoyed it personally. My colleagues were there as well. So I don't know if y'all want to share anything you want to share.
I mean, I know that we had talked at another meeting that we had, I think, online. I think it was awesome too. I like the intimacy of it. I know there was people who were like, well, they're all chefs, like, why aren't we eating something? So I think people wanted to have not just not just the verbal interaction. I think people wanted to be fed by these chefs, or like, you know, but I think it was a great event. Little tweaks here and there, but I think it was awesome, like you said, the technical difficulties. And I guess also with Maite, you all probably thought she was going to stand, but she had her foot was hurt.
We didn't know
So,
she was, we were gonna have to pipe her in from
Yeah.
the Ethernet.
So no, but it was really nice. I
Good
think
sport.
everyone did a great job.
Yeah, I personally liked it as well. I was there for the first, I would guess, the first segment, the first chat. I didn't know we had such a diverse cultural scene, culinary scene here in Laredo, so I was pleased to learn.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to take my spouse with me as well, so she very much enjoyed it as well. So I
Yeah.
look forward to some other events.
So are they. We were able to touch base with them afterwards, and actually, Chef Jessie had a lot to say afterwards. She really wants to come back. She really wants to do a cooking demonstration and have people, you know, have like yeah, I don't. It's more than just dinner. It's like you have a set conversation of what people are going to talk about and all these really cool things that you can do. My dad also said that she wanted to continue helping. That she would like to do something how the arts are also connected to food, and how there's a very strong connection with art and food in Laredo. And she wanted to go down that route too, and with chefs as well. All the chefs were happy. The two producers that were there, they're starting to have conversations with the chefs who were there to, like, you know, have, hey, if you order this is local, you know, coming from the ranch that it's at or wherever they're growing it. And by the way, LCUAS can participate in something like that as well, with, you know, talking to these chefs. They're not the only ones. There's plenty others that could have been invited, but there was not enough. It was amazing. We started 7 weeks, and this is what it produced, and a lot of people are very interested in this topic. This is just one topic out of many. We got a lot of all we did was do, as you know, I bugged everybody about sharing, and everybody shared a lot, and there was like, I don't know, 8,000 clicks and, you know, 12,000 views, you know, the ones that just kind of pass in front of people's eyes. We have all that data, but it was the last thing that we did is we said, hey, as part of the sponsorship, when we were doing the sponsorship, like what you get is to give a gift certificate. They were all into their gift certificates for their, oh, I get to choose, and, you know, I want this place or that place, and, you know, and you know, I think there was a lot of really great interaction. A lot of can be done with this. There's you know, we don't, I don't think it can be that big and invite 125 people to an event where people are cooking, but I don't know, it's something that can go further. But to raise the money that we raised, to be able to do what we did, there were other people who just came too late, you know, to do it in 7 weeks is like, you know, you all know. It's, you know, at first, when we did the pumpkin arroz con leche from this lady who has this really cool little restaurant, what's the name of it? Vicas. Anyways, she, at first I came, I said, oh my God, this is so watery, but once it got cooked and the whole thing, it was really, it went, people ate it. You know? What I found was that people really don't know how to market and communicate what they do out to the public. They don't know how to, and I think that's probably, since that's one of the things of the wheel, maybe we need to do a workshop that, you know, and unfortunately, like Vicas was one of the examples, so we said, you need to have a flyer, you need to have a flyer, you know, of who you are, what you do, blah, 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 you know, so that here we bought this stuff, there's people coming, we can give it out. Didn't do it. Every time we ask for something like that, it's like really hard. It's like they haven't produced it. And so there's a lot, like they don't have the time, or they don't, I don't know what it is, but they just, that part of it is, some of the bigger restaurants obviously do a lot of marketing, communication, and things like that, but for the most part, I found it amazing, I don't know what you all thought, but the two producers were very philosophical. They were so on point on why they're doing something, and it's really like, it was like amazing to see, really. It was, I don't know, I thought they were really great. And I think there's more producers out there. There's certainly a lot of people who do the farmers market. They're not really producers, so to speak, but they do buy locally and make jams and breads and things like that. And they're called I don't know why they're called this, but they're called value added products. That's what they're called. I don't know why, but you know, they also work with these other. They also, like at the farmers market, they will get product and stuff from the other people there, and like what's her name, Caitlin? Does she still come? So Caitlin was inspired by, you know, growing up at LCUAS at the demonstration farm. I was very happy to hear that you were saying demonstration farm several times. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's why I wanted to say what I, you know, like just pepper the comments with what I wanted to say about these events of my report. Does anybody else want to share or anything?
I just wanted to ask if we could start planning maybe 6 months before to have that inclusive piece of having the chefs do a demo. I think that would be great. And just ironing out like where we could host it. Tamiyo has a lot of great buildings. I know that one's a little bit more intimate, but maybe even connecting the students as well. The marketing piece, I think, with the students and faculty is going to be key too. But I think maybe we just need to get started like in April.
Doesn't Elsie have
Well, yeah, well, we didn't know we were surviving
or
until, until 7 weeks before.
I know, like, oh, let's do it right now. Yeah. But Elsie has a culinary program, I'm sure they have, where they can cook, and then we can take the food out maybe to another area to eat. They have that whole, right? The South
Maybe
Campus.
we can do it at LC.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then we could have the chef come and, you know, provide a little spiel, the demo, and encourage, you know, students to enroll in the culinary school because it's important, and then open their small business here in Laredo.
Yeah. So yes, that's
Just saying.
Well, no, absolutely. I mean,
I know it's a lot of work.
This is well, as I said, we found out we were going to live, and so
Yeah. And Emily did a great job too. And so did you, Ms.
Wow.
You all worked hard.
All of us. But you know, as people get more excited about it, people will participate more, and I think you know, people from there was different people from different the food policy council groups. I saw people from different ones go in, and they were helpful. The whole thing about the food policy council is Mark Winnie, who's coming December 9th. it's going to be a recorded event, but it's a kind of a closed event for the, it's a workshop for Azteca Healthy Food Systems. So, I think the food is here. Oh, sorry, December 7th.
Thank you.
And anyway, so I thought, well, we can record it and we can send it out. But this program, if it works the way it's supposed to work, is that they will, they'll be coming again. And so in that next meeting that they come, to have a workshop with them about the Food Policy Council, with the Food Policy Council, because we did it the way Mark Winnie, who is the guru of Food Policy Councils, he put the first one together in the United States, and he's been writing about it for 30 years, a long time. He can come and maybe help the Food Policy Council understand how they coalesce and work better together and participate. It's not supposed to be like a nonprofit where there's a president and this. He's the one who suggested that it be like a council that sits, that somebody, that's another organization is facilitating, which is exactly what we did with LCUAS. And so he'll be coming in, and I think when people understand more about how all of that is helpful to them, there'll be more participation in Food Town and in other things that we're doing. Although I've been especially this time, people really rolled up their sleeves and they said, okay, we're going to do this.
Yeah, I noticed the enthusiasm at the meeting that we hosted at the health department with MHM, and everybody in the room was like, we want to end food insecurity. And
they supported the event.
Yeah.
They sent a check for that.
And they're coming back too. In January sometime. So
yeah,
it's good.
and
It's a good
then
thing.
I do believe that there's possibilities for partnerships with them, and I don't know how they're imagining all of this and how they're working it, but they've been very, it's so nice to hear people say you're doing a good job from outside, like who know what's going on in San Antonio and what's going on in other places that we're really kind of the tip of the arrow of how we're doing things here. Because sometimes it feels like, you're
just going.
you're just like, you're rowing in the middle of an ocean and somebody, come see us.
I agree.
Anyways, so that's great. So if can we move on to the next? Okay. So I think we're gonna go, why don't we go into executive session? We're back from executive session. We discussed the coordinator, administrator position. We're gonna go, I think what we decided was to go to notice, put a notice out and try like an Indeed for
The job posting.
for the, what is Indeed? Indeed is a
Job
posting.
posting.
Job posting,
Sorry.
right,
Yeah, working.
service. So, and, hopefully try and do it by next week at some time. There's gonna be a last fixing up of little things having to do with, just, kind of legalese, I guess, on this. But otherwise, that's it. I'm hoping that we can get a, unless anybody has any further discussion on this, going out and posting this for this job, we can entertain a motion.
Is there a company or?
No, it's like just to go out to put it on. Just
What's the title gonna be? Or the position you're posting?
the position, title,
Director
the
of Finance and
finance and administration, or something like that. it's a kind of open thing, coordination with Jose. And it'll be posted, and all we just need to do is get it posted. And that's, if everybody is in agreement on that. For 30 days, we'll do 30-day posting. And we'll do it we'll start it hopefully by next Wednesday. Is that a good time, you think? Okay, to finish all the little punctuation marks. Anybody make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the posting of the job.
Description.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those against? Motion passes. Okay, we can move on. Discussion with possible action, no Food Town, on Food Town Laredo. Texas, a symposium on Laredo's culinary culture and food policy council metrics. You know, I have a presentation on that. Emily had to go to San Antonio. I rather her give that presentation. Is essentially we put everything on a presentation slideshow so that we can all use it if we need it. I'm going to send it to everybody on the Food Policy Council, and that's basically what that is. But we can do that next time. If you don't mind, we can go on to the next, unless somebody wants to say anything else about food. Is there any metric that you all can think about that you think it would be a good metric to have? We have people who went, we have comments that were made afterwards, we have a lot of different things like that, but we have the comments and what they relate to in the plan. We have what all of this related to in the plan to make sure that the performance connects to the plan. Everything that we do connects to the plan and to the bylaws. And so,
If I may,
yeah.
can we do a feedback survey at the next one and have a QR code? And that way they could tell us what they want to see at the next meeting.
Like
That's
to
a great idea.
well, we got the list that you have of all the people with the emails and everything. We don't have everybody's.
But like we can create a survey and ask specific questions, and that way for next year we have kind of feedback and we can download those.
Okay, we'll get that done. I know we were gonna do a survey on something, but I don't know if it was specifically on
They're
anything.
gonna say
That's
feed
a good.
us.
They're gonna say
Feed
food.
us.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
well,
something else I'd like to see is maybe like have QR codes for them to like register to sign in to be a part of the Food Policy Council, or maybe even
Volunteers.
LCUAS volunteers. Like I think that would have very tangible benefits.
on the website?
Or like after the events.
After the event.
Or like during the events have QR codes and then measure, you
Mhm.
know, how many people signed up and then how many people showed up after, like beyond the event.
Right.
We
That's
can
a good
add,
point.
we could add those QR codes in the program itself.
Right.
Join our
Oh, that's
committee or, yeah.
Because I know at least with the people that I was hanging out with, they wanted to be more involved, and
Mhm.
you know, I think something they took away from the symposium was like, okay, eat local, right? But then it's like people who went to the Canseco house for the pumpkin patch. It's like, oh yeah, you all can volunteer here too, and that kind of stuff. And they were very interested in that as well. So maybe making it more accessible for people who may not know who to approach for joining these kinds of initiatives.
That sounds good.
Okay. So, well, we'll take that. You know what? Sorry, I'm used to Emily writing these things down. But I'll
Like, did you get that,
remember.
Emily? Oh, it's right here.
Yeah, I will remember this though.
The recording is going to be posted,
Ah,
so
okay.
you can share it to Emily.
Perfect. All right. So number 10, moving on, number 11. Discussion with possible action on grant and funding opportunity. We missed a very important, a very, very, very important grant. I think they're gonna have one more chance at it next year, but that's the problem of not having enough capacity. And I don't know if you wanna talk about the other grants else with MHM or, I mean, where are we now?
I mean, in my experience, in order to apply for a USDA grant,
No, the ones that we have, because we.
what we're working right now.
We
Yeah.
have else.
Yeah, we're working with RISC and the Spring District Coalition through MHM. And we are, basically my obligation is to deliver workshops and classes to the Azteca community. And we got some money from them, from the MHM. And actually I talked to Roque Haynes, who is the executive director for the coalition.
He was supposed to come.
Yeah, but apparently he didn't get the invite.
No, you.
Well, yeah, but I, in fact, I didn't know it was at 11:30, just because Francisco reminded me, but we had some money there that we can use before December or at the end of December that we can use to buy things to have an office and something in place. And he ordered me to use that money, and that board can approve or.
Did you make the list?
Yes, I have.
We need to add those computers on there because we need desk computers at Conseco.
So that's basically the,
So do you have the list?
well, I don't have it with me right now, but I mean, I have.
Can you share it?
Yes, I'll
Okay.
share it with you later.
Do you have it on a spreadsheet or,
Yeah, I have it in my computer.
Okay. you can send it to?
Well, I'll be using my laptop for
Mhm.
for years, so yeah, we may need to buy 1 or 2 laptops, probably a screen, the
Office
desktops.
supply.
Yeah.
So but you
A
have all
printer,
that, you have all
yes,
that
that's
listed?
on my list, yeah.
Okay,
I can share it with you.
all right.
Question to you about the Colonials grant. Are you applying for that in January? Have you talked to Deanne from the food bank?
No, no me ha dicho nada todavía.
Reach out to Deanne.
Yes.
Ask her about the Colonials
Actually, she
grant.
called me yesterday, pero
It's
no me la dicho.
it's through USDA,
Okay.
so it'll be available, I think, for nonprofits in January. So she has all the details. Just reach out to her.
Yes, she's been very supportive. Actually, for the pumpkin patch, they donated a lot of pumpkins for us. We have a very good relationship with Deanne and the South Texas Food Bank.
Are those, is that it? The LCUAS with MHM, that's it?
Yes.
Okay. Any other comments on grants or anything?
I have a comment. So as new community health administrator, sometimes to come up with programs or ideas, I have ideas, but I'm structuring based on data, right? And I'm going to share with the committee like a particular website that maybe it'll help you guys develop when you determine where to deploy your resources or for strategic planning. And it might, if you don't mind, if you just bring it up, there's a lot of them. For example, the EPA has the economic social justice tool where it takes in mind the poverty rates. You guys might be aware of it, but if you're not, I just wanted to share it with you all. And for example, we have one that we're using a lot recently. It's, if you don't mind, you could put CDC places. CDC places, there you go. And let's click on that, please. And then you can scroll down and we should see an interactive map right there. You can click on that map. And for example, we could go, on the tabs on the top, there's health related needs. You can click anywhere outside of that box. On that green bar, there's health related needs. So these are gonna help us develop public health strategies, right? But we would like to share with the committee. For example, on the top, sir, if you would please click on health related needs right there. close that, and then we can click on food insecurity, for example. And then we can zoom in to Laredo, please. You could put, yeah, Laredo. Okay. So if we zoom in, it gives a specific, even though everything is red, we can see the legend. But if you, it's divided by tract IDs. So once you click on them, it'll give you specific prevalence rates of food insecurity, for example, in each particular tract. So
Everything except North Laredo is basically it's
So-
that little spot. This used to be like the USA map.
yeah, so they have CDC places, they have healthdata.gov, there's a state website.
Is this CDC like Center for Disease Control?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is one particular one, but what I'm promoting to the committee is that just the concept of developing strategies based on data,
Sure.
like modeling that we have here, for example. So we need to develop any strategies for food insecurity, like we just mentioned. You can click on it, and it'll, once you click on each tract ID, it'll give you specifics. So
Can
Yeah,
you do the little box, what is it called? The one on the right, the bottom one, down? Was it that one?
it's
No.
the top,
The top,
the
sorry,
middle,
the middle one, yeah,
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
You click on legend, and there it is. So there is a way to export all of this data in tabular form, in an Excel sheet. But for right now, what happens is that once you select one tract ID, like if you click on one, sir, like let's click on just a random,
Yeah, click on it.
it'll highlight the whole area, but click the right arrow on the dialog box right there. Now it'll highlight the area that you clicked. And it'll give you a metric, so it's like 16.3%. You know, the prevalence for food insecurity, and you have that population for 5,484.
Can we find the neighborhood around the Canseco house just to see? This is good for when we write our grants to share with the director of the director of finance, so that he could put this data into the grant. Like it's honestly
I mean, it's
amazing.
all
I was
the
amazed when we saw this.
So,
Feeding America has a similar tool as well on their website.
yeah,
Well,
so,
USDA used to have a tool where it showed you all the locations where there was a food desert.
And then the
Yeah.
arrow.
This is kind
there
of
you
like
go, the food deserts, etc.
Look at
Yeah.
that, 38.7% around Canseco.
Well, so it's just presenting to the committee to, that there's tools like this. This is just one of many, right, that we're gonna start using at community health. But if we just wanted to present this idea
Yeah.
that there's tools out here, so when we develop these strategies, they're based on empirical data. So that's what you know, this helps you all. We also have, there's one that I've been using personally, working with another, an EPA grant, was where it factors in poverty rates, education attainment levels, and similar to what you mentioned for the food deserts, but now it's considering like pollution and all that. It's just a heads up for you.
That one.
Awesome, thank you.
Okay?
Is that the other one you're using?
Yes, so that one we can put Laredo. So for example, if the community works with different programs or divisions within your respective departments, we can, we'll bring it up right now, so you guys can see what. I guess we just click around similar. But in this particular tool, it gives you the climate change, and you can scroll down there on the right. So
So does
housing,
this go by census tract or does it go by some other?
there is a
Yeah.
breakdown by census tract.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. So on this particular tool, like we have the energy, health, housing, which would also help out in, I think, like planning and zoning, etc.
And this is on EPA?
This particular tool is EPA, right? The one we first saw, it's called CDC Places. Yeah. So the overarching thing that I wanted to convey is I think if we base ourselves on empirical data and modeling and fact-based, it'll help us target the issues within our community, regardless of whatever subject it is. So we can, you know, for food insecurity, pollution, etc., we're targeting based on mathematical models.
Are you familiar with openlaredo.com?
Yes.
Are you using any of that? Can you incorporate any of the information onto some GIS map, something that is, the problem with it, well, you know that there's an open data policy that the city, it's a city ordinance.
Okay.
And it's, you can look it up in the Muni Code, you can find it.
Okay.
And it's just not really, you know, exercised to the extent that it can be to help all the departments be able to communicate better where, I mean, you have a wealth of knowledge. And it was meant to be able to provide easier access by the public and by, and certain, well, first the hierarchy, the between the city departments and then the public. To
Right.
make information
Accessible.
easily accessible and digestible.
Yes.
Term of the day.
Yes.
But, so, I mean, it would be great if you could use some of those tools in there to put it,
Yes. ma'am.
something like, so that this, so anybody who's interested in like, hey, what's going on in Laredo, they don't have to like be in the business of looking for these things.
Right.
They can find it on our website.
I'm going to tell you a personal experience that I saw is that if we base ourselves, for example, we're looking at the USDA grant. If there's a tool that the USDA, and you start basing your strategies based on USDA data,
Mhm.
it aligns with what your strategies are from the ground up. So when you apply to these grants, you're using you're justifying why you're developing these strategies, and it's based on their own data or federal data. So it aligns perfectly when making a case and when you're making your needs.
With their
required.
own metrics.
Yes, with their own metrics, right? So then we don't have to. It's very useful when we look at granularity for local, but since we're pressed for funding, if we were to align with federal metrics, it helps us make that case. So for example, maybe for this USDA grant, which I'm unfamiliar with, but if we were to deploy based on USDA data, for example, we would deploy our strategies and align it. You know, you start operating under those metrics and start targeting those inefficiencies, and then you would align it for grant development. All right? And that's how I wanted to share with them.
That's great. Thank you. You're with the health department?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
He's our new administrator, right?
Community health
Community.
administrator.
That's
I have
cool.
a year with the city, so
Oh,
I'll be learning a lot from you guys.
You're,
And I worked with you in the past, so
Yeah.
we hopefully we're on the next step on the EPA grant.
and you're from here?
Yes.
Oh,
So-
we
You're
are
from
from
here?
Garden Plant.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Were you in another
Is
city
there more?
department, or are you?
No, I have 1 year here. I worked at the autism surveillance.
Okay.
Yeah, within epidemiology, and then in 1 year right now, I'm community
Oh.
health administrator.
But before, where were you working?
Oh, I'm sorry.
She's trying to,
So
right?
Yes, so before I had my own consulting business. I come from the business and tech field. I do oil field.
Wow, what a
some,
difference.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm pivoting. So if you see me hesitate a
The
little bit on
technology
public
might
health,
be the same.
yeah, the tech aspect
Yeah.
is good. But I'm majoring in getting a doctorate in December for healthcare admin,
Ah,
so
cool.
I've switched disciplines. Yeah, but
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we've
hope
come
it
to,
helps.
thank you so
Yes,
much for
alright.
your input. Yes, it does. I hope you keep coming.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Agreed.
Okay.
One more step.
So we're down to number 13. Yay! Anybody move to adjourn?
Should we cover the FPC meeting?
Did you do the FPC meeting report?
Oh, I thought I did that already.
Well, you did, right? You talked about it. Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn the meeting, right? You need a motion or
All those
no?
in favor?
Aye.
Okay.